am the chosen one. Okay, fine, I'm one of the 24 that got chosen. Chosen, you say, Creaky? Well, yes, I was. And what was I chosen for? Well, I was chosen to be one of the participants in the final experiment. Does that ever happen to you, where you say the same word repeatedly and then it starts to sound weird or wrong? Is it chosen? Was I chosen or was I choosed? Choose it did? I got picked anyway, and I never get picked for anything. So what is the final experiment? Well, who better than everybody's favorite demonstrable realist to completely to explain to us thoroughly just what the final experiment is. Please subscribe. Before we dive into today's video, let's give a massive shout out to the digital ninjas over at Surfshark VPN for sponsoring today's video. Now, Surfshark isn't just any VPN, it's like a digital invisibility cloak for the internet. It encrypts all your online traffic, making sure your IP address is more secretive than your browser history. And guess what? It also blocks ads, trackers, malware, and those sneaky phishing scams. But here's the kicker, you can use it on as many devices as you like, all at once. Now, I practically live on the internet because real life is overrated anyway. And since the internet knows so much more about me than my own mother, we all need to buckle up our online security. Surfshark wraps your personal info in a virtual steel vault and sends it through a secure tunnel so nobody can peek at it without your say-so. Talk about being a digital superhero. Oh, and if you're worried about those internet bogeymen, aka identity thieves, chill out, because Surfshark has your back. With their hat block scans, they'll buzz your phone faster than a text from your crush if someone messes with your emails or passwords. And for those who can't live without their favourite TV shows while they're sunbathing in Tahiti, fret no more. And in my case, Surfshark makes sure I can still binge watch my beloved UK dramas from wherever I decide to flop down. So why not click that link in the description or hop over to surfshark.deals/Creaky and use code Creaky for an amazing Surfshark deal. And because Surfshark loves you almost as much as I do, they're throwing in up to 4 extra months free. Well, that's what I call a juicy deal. Check it out at surfshark.deals/Creaky and trust me, your digital self will thank you. Now back to the video.
Just come across this silly charade.
What? How can something which isn't happening until December this year be a charade? You don't know what the outcome's gonna be yet. None of us do. Well, some of us do, but you know what I mean.
A channel called The Final Experiment. The final experiment is coming.
Yes, it is. And the sound of flat earthers' buttholes puckering up can be heard ringing across YouTube, as this video proves.
The debate will be settled once and for all.
Well, I don't think it will. Because as long as we have the internet, we will always have people who are nuttier than rat shit in a peanut factory. Let me explain. Now, currently, the flat earther who's looking most likely to be visiting Antarctica, with whichever globe earther gets chosen, is David Weiss. And let's say, for argument's sake, Dave holds up his hands and says, okay, look, I was clearly wrong. I saw the sun stay up for 24 hours myself. Therefore, I have to now agree that the Earth is indeed a globe. All that's going to happen is every flat earther who didn't see it for themselves is going to gang up on him and say things like, oh, yes, but Dave Weiss was obviously a planted shell. Oh, yeah, Dave Weiss was never really a flat earther to begin with. So it invalidates the whole thing, does it? I don't think so. You know, like they did to Speak Truth, Seek Truth when he walked away from the loony bin.
Are you ready? Well, here's the thing. Final Experiment channel. There is no debate.
Just carry on without me. There's no way I'm saying in a public video that I agree with Level Earth Observer.
The globe belief system got crushed, destroyed by demonstrable reality in 2014.
Yeah, no, that's a bit before my time on YouTube, which is probably why I'm not aware that we got destroyed by demonstrable reality in 2014. What exactly is demonstrable reality anyway?
And the fact this channel refers to the Earth as a planet kind of gives the game away.
Yeah, I thought that was a bit weird as well, Leo. Why somebody would refer to a planet as a planet.
About the intentions of this channel. It's obviously up to no good.
Yeah, tell me you're a paranoid weirdo without saying you're a paranoid weirdo. Ooh. Sorry, I didn't know I'd pressed record.
So it's clearly best to ignore this silly tosh.
Oh, I don't think it is, pal, because ignoring it only further points out to anybody with the ability to think for themselves that flat earthers and demonstrable realists alike are afraid of the truth, which is a bit odd in itself, because when you consider the fact that most flat earthers refer to themselves as truthers, yeah, weird. Now, the man behind the final experiment is a guy called Will Duffy, and he's a really top bloke. Yeah, I know, he's sickeningly good looking, isn't he? I hate him. And more importantly, he's footing the bill for sending one flat earther and one normal person to Antarctica. And it's bloody expensive. So, to be honest with you, Leo, this is one thing that flat earthers would be really foolish to ignore. But with that being said, they completely ignore every single observation that demonstrates that the earth is a globe anyway, so why break the habit of a lifetime, I suppose?
I'll tell you what, I'll give you a final experiment that can be tested and verified by every single person on this earth.
But the final experiment has already come up with an experiment which can be tested and verified by anyone on Earth. If nothing else, it proves to flat earthers that you can actually travel to the Antarctic. But the point is, flat earthers and normal people will be there to witness the 24-hour sun, which even flat earthers like Austin Whitsitt and Dave Weiss agree can only happen on a globe-shaped Earth.
One of the arguments that people give is on a flat Earth, you can't have a 24-hour sun, a midnight sun in Antarctica. And I totally agree.
The results of which prove the globe is scientifically impossible. Fact.
You wouldn't know what a fact was if somebody was to tattoo one on your forehead.
Prove tower cranes and pendulums can be dead still and plumb whilst doing ludicrous speeds in 4 different directions at the same time like the globe earth theory says? Prove that with a practical demonstration involving a pendulum.
Okay, I will, but I couldn't find a tennis ball or a piece of string, so I had to improvise. But it proves the point all the same. Anything else?
Now here's the thing, if you're going to put your travelling pendulum on a plane, I expect it to hang from the roof to just above the floor. Remember, you're supposedly mimicking a tower crane doing ridiculous speeds on a spinning ball.
And I would argue that I just did exactly what you asked me to. I hung a ball from the ceiling of my studio. Okay, it's not going down quite as far as the floor, but I thought it would be fun to make my dog jump up and try and get it when she realizes where her ball's gone. But as you can see, it isn't moving. It is hanging freely off a piece of wire.
Tower cranes are very tall, industrial items that pick up heavy goods from the floor and can be hundreds and in some cases up to 1,000 or so feet tall. So I expect your demo replicating a tower crane to have a pendulum that's the height of your travelling apparatus, whether it be a plane, a car, or whatever it is you're going to use to try and do this demonstration to prove your globe earth theory.
Sorry pal, but this is all you're getting from me. If you think I'm driving around with a tennis ball hanging from the ceiling of my car, you've got another thing coming. My neighbours already think I'm nuts. And just in case it comes up, I didn't do this to prove the globe earth theory, because I don't think there's any point in proving something which has been a demonstrable fact for thousands of years. I did it because, I don't know why I did it really, because it is completely pointless. But it's done now, isn't it?
Every single one of you is going to come up with the same results. Any pendulum that travels will deviate from the plumb. Fact. Proving scientifically without a shadow of a doubt that globe earth theory is scientifically impossible.
Ah, right, got you. Well, yeah, when a tower crane rotates on its own axis, the load can deviate from plumb because of the centrifugal force the load experiences. Wind can also play a role in the movement of the load. Oh yeah, and if you stop rotating suddenly, inertia plays a part also. But when the crane is at rest and the load settles, nothing moves, as you know. And I know you think that proves the earth is flat, but all it proves is that your understanding of physics is on par with a newborn baby. Either that or you just make it all up as you go along, which is what I think you do.
So there's your final experiment. Forget about going to wherever it is, Antarctica, and no doubt doing some stargazing or who knows what. Don't need to go there.
Now, if I didn't know better, Leo, I would say that you're afraid to find out what they'll see there. Because the fact is that when the flat earther and the globe earther go there together, they are both going to witness a 24-hour sun, which completely obliterates your silly ideas about the shape of the earth. And if you'd watched any of these videos, you wouldn't be saying Antarctica or whatever. You'd know exactly why people are going there.
Demonstrable reality destroys the globe earth theory. I don't replace that with something until full exploration has been done.
So what you're saying is that once a flat earther and a globe earther go to Antarctica to witness the 24-hour sun together, you'll stop this nonsense. Because that's what it sounded like you were saying.
Until then, I stand by demonstrable reality, which destroys the globe earth theory. Fact.
Yeah, he's definitely scared, isn't he? And he should be, as should every flat earther around the globe.
Don't play the games of propaganda with propagandists who want you to dance to their tune.
You don't need to worry about things like that, because come December this year, a flat earther, and hopefully more than one flat earther, will get a propaganda at the 24-hour sun.
Like I said, you want a final experiment? The tower cranes pendulum demo is that experiment.
No, it's all right. I think we'll stick with the final experiment we already have, especially as two very prominent flat earthers have already agreed to go.
These fantasists will not even be able to replicate a pendulum travelling in a linear fashion, staying dead still and plumb, yet alone one going in different directions at the same time. 4 different directions at the same time, doing ludicrous speeds.
Well, it's lucky that's not what the final experiment is then. This really is starting to sound like you're just trying to divert people's attention away from the actual final experiment, which is gonna kill flat Earth.
And any deluded fool who says, oh, the Earth only rotates once a day.
But it does. Why are we speaking in squeaky voices now?
When was the last time you saw a clock spin or go around its face at 1,000 miles an hour?
Good question. But when was the last time you saw a clock where the hour hand was 6,000 miles long? And look, I'm going to address the elephant in the room now. I made a terrible mistake earlier on in this video, so I may as well just come clean and get it out there now. I'd like to extend a heartfelt apology to all newborn babies. It was very unfair of me to say that Leo's understanding of physics was on par with yours. So what are your thoughts? Do you think the final experiment is going to change the minds of flat earthers en masse? Or are they just going to find ways of wriggling out of what can only be considered to be the single most devastating piece of evidence for a globe Earth they will have ever seen with their own beady little eyes? Let me know in the comments below. Am I going to Antarctica? Because I know some people are going to ask. Sadly, no, I'm not. I can't find my big coat or my mittens on a string. But I wish Will well and look forward to the results. Oh, you're still here then. I hope you enjoyed this video and maybe even learned something new. If you did, then you'll probably enjoy this video as well. Don't forget to hit the like button if you haven't already and subscribe if you're new. And I will see you all again very soon, or in a few minutes if you do decide to watch this recommended video. Love you, bye.